the new budget funding was publicly put out in the budget on Tuesday. It was widely reported on by not only the CBC but other broadcasters. There's nothing in the tweet that is insider information.
A perception of a unionized employee criticizing their employer. It is an employee who has a personal stake in the matter, whose job is part of it. And that tweet could or could not be based on information that you know as an employee. So the issue is, does this post meet the standards of integrity? Does it meet the conflict of interest and the code of conduct?
Yeah.
Those are the questions.
And I firmly stand by the fact that it does.
Do you understand the concern with this post as it relates to the principle of integrity?
No, I really don't. I don't. And again, Andre, I find it problematic that we are in a meeting where we are discussing something that is in the interests of the corporation. So I'm not seeing the separation right now between the journalism and the interest of the corporation. I see how it would be in the interest of the corporation for this tweet not to be out, but I don't see how journalistically it's not sound. That's the kind of like disconnect that I'm having right now.
I just want to get some clarity on something here. Because this tweet came out of a request for an interview that came from the team for the show, and so I didn't watch the show that night. So was there coverage of the budget, or was there going to be coverage of the budget, or was that not part of the?
We had an editorial discussion, which was part of, and the entire team was part of, as to whether or not now was the correct time, since there was a significant development with the release of the federal budget and the new money, to put a request in for Catherine Tate. We had been discussing putting in a request in for some time, and we thought that there was a news hook to it because of the new development. So that's when the green light was given by and it was a team consensus that we would put this request in. And it was delegated that task.
Is that good, Ryan? So we answered that. We talked about the protocols, considerations when CBC journalists. Well, maybe I haven't. What's your understanding of the protocol and considerations when CBC journalists are covering the CBC?
It's the JSP statement again.
Clear editorial separation.
Clear editorial separation. Yeah. So those who have the interest of the corporation should not be influencing reporters.
Yes.
Yeah. And if that is happening, that kind of goes against like some core fundamentals of the public broadcast.
So other aspects of the DSP, as I mentioned, which is that principle of integrity and the perception of who has a stake in the market, and real perceived impartiality, because as I mentioned, you are employed and you're criticizing your employer.